Hello, my name is Neil Wylie. I am one of the members at Pendennis Good News Church, and it's my pleasure to do today's devotion. I'll be doing the devotion from a reading in Charles Spurgeon's Beside Still Waters, which is a book with updated language from Wisdom of Notes that Charles Spurgeon wrote. And I'd like to read it. I read it last week on a day that lockdown was particularly affecting me. I had a lot of work to try and do. Jen had been a bit poorly that day. The kids were needing to be homeschooled and looked after and cared for. And it was one of those days that it just felt like there was no time to rest, no time to take a moment just to sort of try and breathe that day. And I read this, so it's Rest in God's Presence, and it's from the basis is from Exodus chapter 33 verse 14. Nothing can harm you if God is your refuge, David said. You are my rock and my fortress, Psalm 31 verse 3. And every believing child of God may claim the same promise. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. Again from Exodus. And this is what it said in the book here. It felt like it was God speaking directly to me. May these inexpressibly precious promises be fulfilled in your life today. Now, what could your heart's desire or your mind conceive beyond the blessedness of these assurances? God's presence and God's rest is a ring of finest gold set with the choicest pearl. This blessing is worthy of God, and only His boundless love could proclaim it. Think these promises over. Chew on them as food for your soul. Let the Holy Spirit speak these words with power, and your innermost soul be satisfied with the best of heaven's food. And the book sometimes finishes with a little kind of poetry, a little sort of verse that I've kind of been trying to repeat this week. Enough, my gracious Lord, let faith triumphant cry. My heart can on this promise live, can on this promise die. And I think for me, this last sort of 6 weeks now, we're into lockdown, it's been constantly, and it has to be almost a determined effort sometimes, reminding myself of God's promises. And that just because I'm not doing what I should be doing normally, I'm not at work, I'm not being able to do the things I enjoy doing, doesn't mean that God's promises have changed. Doesn't mean that His love for us has changed. Doesn't mean that He is any weaker in this situation. And I want to read that last line. My heart can on this promise live, can on this promise die. That we are free from a fear of death. We are free in this time, which is so full of fear and mistrust of the situation. Some of us are worried about going out our front door, about having to do the basic necessities. But because of our hope in Jesus, because of what Jesus did on the cross, we can be free from that. And I hope today that this brings you some peace as it has me. Again, I would really recommend this book online. I'll hold it up to the camera there so you can see. Beside Still Waters, it's brought a lot of comfort to Jen and I in this time. So I'd really encourage everybody to check it out or find themselves a copy or see if they can find it as an e-reader online. I hope everybody has a blessed day today, and I look forward hopefully to being with us all in church at some time in the future.